Okay, so last time did this. We talked about the form object, the control, sorry, and there was a very small thing pending, if I remember correctly. Okay, here it is. One thing is to explain you where to put this and why. And what was the other thing? What was the other thing? Okay, no calculation. Okay. The formula to finish the this date comparison, because right now is not taking in count the hours. It's just using the difference from the date picker, but not these things. And the reason is they are separate controls in reality. You might see them as one field, but for Power Up, this is one control, this is another control, and this is another control. So we need to put them together in the formula. Let's take a look. Okay. The date diff, as you can see here, is looking for this date and the difference between this date and this date, which translated look like the following. I'm going to put a label outside here so we can see what's the real value of this thing. So it's just a date. It doesn't have any time or anything to make it more complete, let's say. And what else we can notice from here? Come on. Okay. Okay, so basically what we need to do is to transform this value before inserting it in this parameter. So if we take out this, we can see it has 3 parameters. The first one is date 1, date 2, and the type or time frame. Let's put type. These are the 3 parameters that diff required. So we are going to transform date 1 and date 2 before inserting them here. Let's undo this. Okay. How we do that? Let's make it on the label. There's many ways to print dates and be able to compare them in a formula like that. One is this date format. Another one is the ISO format. Well, not sure if that's a correct name, but basically is like this. You put the year, for example, 2020 dash the month dash the day, and then a T that means time, then the hour, and what was this? I think it's colon, and then the minutes, then the seconds, and there could be more decimals and even a letter like this. This is an accepted datetime format in which we can specify the date and some time here. So that's what I want to achieve. Let's keep that in mind while we work on the formula. So don't lose this and remember that this is the objective. I'm going to keep it here above by commenting this line with 2 slashes, and then I'm going to continue writing the formula below. Right, so what we need to know: the format, the control name for this, and the control name for this and for this. Another thing is, what formula are we going to use for that format? If we take a look on the formula for this, to format the currency, we can see it is using this thing, text, the formula text, which is taking 2 parameters, the input or the string to process, and in which format you want it. This also works for dates. Let's see how to do that. So we put text, open parentheses, and inside here in the hint text, you can see it is expecting the input value, and the second parameter is the format. So, for example, we could put the name of this control, which is start date. Oh no, it's the name date. There it is. Start time date picker. Dot selected date, and then a format. So what format I'm going to use? Let's put, for example, date, and then 1 day, and then comma, month. Actually, it should be this. No. Comma, or just like this. You can see below the output. Let's make this bigger. This is the output of what I'm writing here at the top. Let's change that a little bit. How about adding another D here? That's the week, day in the full name. And if I just have 2 Ds, is the numeric value. In case this date is, for example, 1, 2, or 1 digit number, if you put 2 Ds, it will add a 0. But if you put 1 D, it won't add the 0. In a similar fashion is for the month. Here, if you put another M, you will see it has a full month name. If we reduce this, now we have the month number. And similarly, if the digit was if it was 1 digit for the month, with this format, it won't add a 0. But if you put this, it will add a 0. What other things we can do? Something like this. The typical backslash to separate the date, or in this case, what we want is y dash dash day, and we still not have the minutes. We need to fix that. We need to add the minutes value to this date. So how can we do that? We could try to do a weird calculation here, like add days, add hours, add stuff, or we can simply concatenate and put literally the value of the hour. Imagine this is coming from a field or a text box or something like that. And then the separator, ampersand, the minutes, seconds. Okay, so let's replace these hard-coded values with the control here to pick the hour. Okay, this is the automatic name or the default name that it got when it was added automatically. So I want to put a name that I can choose. And the name I want is start time or picker. Similar to that, I want to put here start time minute picker. And following the same logic, I'm going to apply that to for the end time. End time minute picker. And time or picker. All right, now it's easy to find them in my formulas. And what I'm going to do is here replace this value with start time or picker dot selected value. And similarly here, start time minute picker dot selected dot value. And there you go. Now it's showing the time is here. Let's change the minute a little bit so we can notice that that's true. Okay, so it is working. We have a text that is formatted in a way that can be recognized as a date with numbers. But that's not the only way. We can also try to do a formula to add some time to a date. Let's see if we can find something here. Let's now do a way to comment the code that will cover multiple rows. And this the traditional backslash asterisk, and at the end asterisk backslash. If you want to recognize this easier in case there is many code, what I do is to separate this to remember where my comment starts and where it ends, and it's easier to take this out. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Add. start time date picker. Not sure if this is a correct one, but let's test it. Start time our picker dot selected value, comma, hours. Okay, so I need to convert this to number. Okay, it seems it has not did it correctly, but we are not printing the value in a format that is adding the time. So let's see if we can make it display the time with text. Of course, once you have achieved this, you don't need to do this to the calculations, the text with the format. The only reason I'm going to put that is so we can read it, so we can see if there is an hour inside. Okay, so the parameter will be the format, which is here no, y dash Okay, can you see that here it says 18? So it means this operation worked. It added some hours to a date value. And the output of this is what I can use for my formulas. No need to do this format. The only reason to do this format is to print it on the screen. But the formulas can work with both approaches, this approach here above or this approach here below. It's all about what you prefer. Some people say, no, I can do it faster with this because the code is shorter, or no, I prefer this. So let's see if we can add more additions here. No, we need to do it separately. So to all of this, I'm going to cut that, Control X, the date, add. The first parameter will be the full formula from before, so paste the full thing, comma. The new value is literally value, parentheses, then start time minute picker dot selected dot value. And now we need the unit. The unit is going to be minutes. And there you go. You can see below that is giving us the output. So what do you think? Just take a look. This is a little larger than the one above, but taking count that for a real scenario, you don't need to put this format. So let's see how that looks. If we take this out, now you can see that they are very similar in length. This is almost the same size. So in terms of the amount of code, both approaches are equivalent. It's just more about what is easier for you to understand, putting the values together as text or putting the values together with the date formula, the date add. So what do you think so far about this? What is easier to understand? Concatenating text or adding values to the date?
I guess text is fine for more readable.
Which one?
Text one.
Okay.
For me, the first option I think is more easier.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, that it depends on uh, what fits better for each person. It's not that this is wrong or this is good. At the end, you will achieve the same. And I will show you that's true. So I'm going to copy this thing into my formula here. And also I need to put it here, but just change it. Instead of start, it will be end. End time, date picker. End time, our picker. And end time, minute picker. Well, it's not very accurate. I thought it could add some decimals, but it seems it rounds the number. Let's try to let's move just the hour. Is 18 and 22, so let's change the ending. Now it says 3 hours. That's good. 2 hours, 1 hour. Okay, let's increase the minutes. For example, half hour. Okay, now it's not showing decimals. That's not very nice. Okay, not showing decimals. Let's see what we can do for that. Diff. Maybe I can convert it. I can use minutes and then do a calculation or something like that. Let's see. Minutes. Okay, it's more accurate when you use minutes. But let's say we want still to print this in hours, or you can convert the minutes to hours. It's just a matter of, I think, okay, here will be hours. And here, the output, which is all of this thing. Okay, I think it's just like this. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so half hour. Not that nice. A lot of decimals. But look at this. Now it's showing it in hours. And still, it doesn't look that nice. I think we can do better. Let's see. Let's try to put the classical way to express time with the colon here in between and actual minutes here. So I believe we need to do a mathematical operation there. Let's see. There is a calculation to get what's the name of that mathematical operation that gives you only the exact divisible number and leaves the remaining only I don't remember the name of that thing. Factor. Yes, I think it's something like this. What is the name? Log? Mod?
I think it's mod.
Okay, let's see. Mod. Okay, so okay, yes, this is the amount. That's it. But I had to do it seems I need to do it for the full thing. It's not that nice, but let's repeat. So the full thing, come on. Date diff, like I'm going to add it here with colon, other ampersand, paste this. Just instead of minutes, this will be hours. I think that should do it. Let's see. Yep. Look at that. Nice. Now it's a lot better. It looks more professional. Hours and minutes. Okay, and I want to show that we can get something similar with the other approach with this thing. So let's see. I'm going to change this just in one place. Maybe just for the start time. Here. date. Yeah. How was this thing? Apps text to date. Okay. So if it should still work with that approach with the text, and you can see the formula still works. Everything is fine. The only additional thing that I added is this thing, datetime value, to parse this text into a datetime value. But it worked just fine. So both ways to do it are okay. If you want to use the formula date add like this, or if you want to use datetime value, that's also okay. I'm not sure if there is a third approach that we could use. Let's see, date. No, it's just that those two approaches, but good enough for this testing. All right, so let's go to the other topic, which is why doing this here is not okay. And I'm going to explain this in a moment. Let's say there is an error when you are saving this form. With this operation, there is nothing that prevents the next functions to execute. There is no way to catch the error. It's just it will try to submit, but if submit fails, immediately it will go to the navigate and the next actions. That's not very nice. First of all, how we can force an error in something that is like as controller, like I see it's very hard that we can force an error with these controls because they just accept input that they support. Even if I try to do this, okay. This is the situation. You can see the error above, and it sent me out of the form. It didn't allow me to fix the problem or show me where the problem was. It simply poof sent me out of the form, and now I'm on a different screen. That's terrible. So let's try to fix this problem. I think I have a problem with the cache again because this should not show here. Okay, there it is. All right. So then what we do, where we can put this? we know that this is not a place, so let's take them out. Where is the other option? With the form object, you have an advantage. And I say this is an advantage because when you build your form from scratch by using the inputs and the other controls here, you need to create other strategies for error catching. But the form already has some of that ready. You just need to select the form object. And I can show you in the tree view, the form object is selected. Here in the formula bar, I'm going to scroll down and show you that it has these events on failure and on success. These are going to execute if the submit is successful, but if there is any error, this one will execute. So I'm going to put my navigate and the other stuff here. Another thing that I can do is to throw a message to notify the user that everything is okay. So before the navigate, I'm going to put a notification, notify. Notification requires first the text. So for example, say that successfully. I think I have more. Successfully. I'm not sure if I'm missing an S. Okay. Let's put it. Yeah, double S. I always have problems with this word. Too many repeated characters. Okay. So the next thing is the type of notification. Notification type success. You can see that it has other types here. This will make the box looks green. And there it is. Okay, so let's take a look. And you can see here the green message, successful. I think this is not doing good. There is some cache problems happening again because this is not loading in the correct state. These problems are more frequent in development mode. The users not not that common that the users see these cache problems. There it is. Okay, another thing that I noticed is this: the minutes are missing one digit. We can fix that really quickly. So where is the minutes? The minute is this full thing, mod, and then is ending here. So if you put attention before, all I need to do is put text here, open parentheses, then comma here, and then hash, no, 0, like that. Okay. Well, it works when it is not 0, but if I choose 0, it doesn't put the format. That's not very nice. So let's see if we can force that by putting 2 zeros here. That solved the problem. So is the format is 00 instead of hashtag. Okay, so let's go back to the other thing, which was okay. So now let's see what happened with the error. It's not going anywhere, and it shows a message. We can customize. We can add a custom message here if we want. For example, selecting the form control again. And then change to on failure. Then notify error found. And then the name of the form is event form dot error and comma notification type error. You can see that I added this text. Let's add more text into that error. For example, here at the end of the message, ampersand, then could be if the error persists, contact administrator. It didn't. It seems this notification doesn't support the break line. So let's put this in a single line. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, so error found is the first text that I put. Then everything in the middle is the error message. And then here at the end is the other text that I put. If the error persists, contact the administrator. Server response event failed. Okay. That was a server response. Let's try to. Oh, come on. Why is doing this so many times? Okay, save it successfully. All right. So that's it for the forms. In reality, there could be more things that you need to know about this, but I think for the basic part, it's good enough in terms of special settings and other things like that. Maybe the last thing I want to show you for this control is the attachments. So let's click Edit Fields, and here we have attachments. Click Add. Let's fix this display a little bit. Okay. I'm going to add a couple attachments. There is one file. Another attachment. There it is. Two attachments. Let's try to save this. Okay, the two attachments were saved. Let's open this to check. They are here, but let's confirm in SharePoint. I don't remember what site we were using. Let's see. Here in the data source, edit data, and it will send me to the list in SharePoint. Okay, let's change to the list view. Okay, it is not showing the attachments column. Let's add it. Modify attachments and send it to the first position. There it is. This one has attachments. Let's open it. And here they are. This is an image that I uploaded. And there is another image that I uploaded. Okay, so saving documents with the form control is very, very easy. And that's another reason why this control is very popular, because you will see that when you try to create a control to upload from scratch, it's not that simple. And the other problem is that this form control is going to help you upload documents as attachments to a list or a calendar or something like that, but not to a document library, unless you do some additional tricks to solve that problem. And that's what we are going to do next time. Maybe before that, I want to give you an introduction, some very short samples about the basic of Power Automate. And as soon as we cover that, I will show you how to save documents into a document library by using Power Apps and Power Automate together. I think that's good for today. We have already discussed about how to create this date. And that's good, but I want to hear your thoughts regarding the additional stuff we did. For example, this mod formula or the error catching, like the on success formula or the on failure formula, this object, or what do you think about the attachments? I want to hear your opinions about those three things: the mod operation, the error catching, and the attachments. Who wants to start? Mukesh, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, it's very knowledgeable, and I get the idea, miss, how to use this control on the forms. I have only one query apart from that one. Currently, we are using Power App, right? If I want to see same thing on my mobile view, so how I can see the data in my mobile view, and can I do same operation in my mobile view and that is data store in your SharePoint list?
Well, yes, because in the mobile view you can do the same thing as here, but in reality, what will be different is the layout that you choose to build your Power App. Because when we start creating an app, it asks us which layout we want to use. For example, here it says phone layout or tablet layout. And this is the important thing to take in account when you build an interface for a mobile device, that you pick the right layout from the beginning. But other than that, everything should be the same. The controls will behave the same, attachments, all of it will be exactly the same.
Okay, so we need to change only for layout. For mobile view, we have different layout. Tablet, we have different layout, right?
Yes, because it's not responsive right now. However, it is the size can auto scale or escalate in proportion to the dimension. So, for example, the tablet size will adapt to the screen without changing the proportion. So, or the ratio between the size of this height and the width. It can be bigger or smaller depending on the screen. So it adapts to the screen, but it is not responsive in the sense that the width cannot change its proportion in regards to the height. For example, changing the shape to something like this, that's not going to happen. Not with the current state of Power Apps. Probably later in the future, Microsoft releases something like that, but right now, no.
Okay. Other thing is how it publish actually, how it publish on the host, and how can access that might be it is mobile view or a tablet view or screen. So how do other user can access this URL from outside?
Okay, well, you need to share the app first of all.
Uh-huh.
And one thing is to use the app, and another thing is to access the data source. You need to give them access to both places. So in this case, we are using SharePoint. So the user needs to have access to SharePoint as the very first thing, because otherwise they cannot read the data. Second, they need to have access to the Power App, and you can share it here by adding the name of somebody. Maybe I need to add another user because I don't have another one. Meanwhile, I will try to join my with my phone to the call so I can show my screen in my phone.
And Isaac, right now is not application in desktop for Power actually.
Well, you can open in the browser. You can open it inside Microsoft Teams, and you can open it in your mobile devices. Or you can embed also inside a SharePoint site. But as a standalone app for desktop, no. It will be the mobile application actually.
Okay. Okay. But for the editor, it's not too really. For
Yes, there is a desktop application to develop the app, but I use more this one in the browser. And at the beginning, I used that the desktop application, but I stopped using it because I found it was more efficient doing directly in the browser. Right now, I'm not so sure how stable or if it is good. Um, but you can try it and tell me
yeah,
if you find it useful.
I was thinking in that because your problems with the cache and in this other application, but that problem is that is not a problem.
That could be, but the thing is that the desktop application also needs to do all these loads of the data. And when I used it some time ago, it was slow. The reaction, the response to the user actions were not very efficient. And I didn't have a good experience with that. But it might have changed. Maybe they updated and now it works better than the browser. Who knows? It's just that when I get used to something, it's difficult to to try a different thing. It's the problem of the custom. Okay, I'm adding my mobile device into the call, and we'll do the screen sharing here. Okay, please let me know when you can see my mobile phone.
I can see.
Okay, so where is it?
It's visible.
Okay, here it is. This is a mobile application for Power Apps. As you can see, it's not the app. It's not the app that opens right away. It's right there a catalog of the apps available in your company. However, this is not the catalog of the environment we are using. This is another environment, so I don't have the app we are using, but I think I can open another one. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Maybe this one. There it is. This is a Power App, and it's loading on my phone. It is using the phone layout. That's the reason you see the screen with this size. And let's see if we can open another one. Yes. Did you saw how my phone changed the position automatically? I didn't turn. I didn't change it the position of my phone. It rotated the screen automatically because it detected I was opening an app in a tablet layout, and this is a tablet layout. That's how it looks in the phone.
That's very nice.
Okay, so let's close this and finish the screen sharing. Okay. Okay, can you see my desktop screen again?
Yep.
Okay, so here I am sharing the app with some users. As soon as you do this and click on share, they will be able to open the app in their devices as I did in my mobile phone. Also, they will be able to open the app through the link that we have here. You can share this link or put this link on maybe at the navigation in SharePoint or any other place.
Sorry,
Additionally,
Isaac,
yes.
I don't see your screen.
Okay, let me reshare again.
Please, thank you.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Okay, I can see it.
Okay, so I shared the app with these users and click the share button. So now those users can see the app in the same way I show you on my mobile device. The other way is to click here on details and copy this link. You can share this link with the users or put it on maybe on a SharePoint page in the navigation, or you can also embed the Power App inside a SharePoint page or even inside Teams in a tab in Teams. Let's take a quick look on that. Here on the home page, I'm going to click Edit. And what I need to copy is the URL here, copy link address. And now it's loading. This is the app that we developed, embedded in a SharePoint page. Another way is inside Microsoft Teams, so let's do that too. Okay, I'm going to add it as a new tab here. There it is. Save. And here is the app in Teams. You can also open this from your mobile device, but it's like opening an app inside another app. So my recommendation is when working with the mobile devices, use the Power app instead. And there is also a way to open this thing here, but there is another, the difference is that this is like another way to build apps directly from Teams. And there is a difference on what you get when building the apps from here. I will show you this thing later. Just notice that it's different because it appears on the left navigation. And the one I showed you today is a tab inside a channel in a group for a conversation. Here, I just added a new tab, and this is how you normally embed Power Apps. Okay. I think that's it. Any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, all right. Franklin, any comments regarding the error catching for the form?
Yes, I think it's very useful. I I like it a lot the way then you can catch with the form. I don't know how to do it without the form. I think it's very. In the next class, we can cover that topic.
We're going to do that, yes, but not next class. First, I want to do a few things with Power Automate, and then show you how to upload documents to document libraries. And after that, we are going to go back to this topic. And instead of using the forms control, we are going to use these things to assemble our own custom form with all the rules for CRUD operation. The CRUD operations. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, then that's all for today. Thank you very much, and let's talk next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Bye bye.
Bye bye.